We back, baby. We are back. Destination Devy is back in the saddle. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know your host, Ray G. You can find me on Twitter at RayGQ. I wasn't gonna leave y'all for too long. I wasn't gonna do you like that. I know you've been wanting some content, some actionable advice as we head into this very critical part of our roster construction season. Pro days are underway. NFL free agency. You're getting all that. You're getting all that shit, right? You're getting all that right now. But this show right here really kind of puts that stuff into context, right? Like, that's what this is about. It's the Grade My Trade show. These are real trades that have happened over the past couple of days, over the past couple of weeks, over there on the Destination Devy Patreon account. The Discord channel's dope as hell, over 600 strong. So these are deals that my patrons are making, man. These are things that they're picking up from the community, from GQ, and they're implementing it in order to make their Dynasty rosters better. So make sure, if you ain't tapped in, patreon.com/allgas, make sure you tap in. Come on over, join the squad so you can get this good advice so you can go out here and make some of these dope ass trades, right? But as I alluded to, this is like my favorite part of Dynasty season. I know everyone's pumped and hyped up over the rookie class, and yeah, that's dope too. You know, get those incoming guys in. But right here, at the part where you got free agency and pro days and all this other stuff, the ability to make these trades now is how you win your leagues. It's like they say in the market, right? Stock market. You buy the rumor, sell the news. Here's an opportunity for you to buy some of these players, acquire some of these guys at a cost that may be a little bit less than what it can be after the next couple of months pass by with free agent signing, with the draft. So this is a pivotal time in roster construction. And, you know, for a lot of people, they're so laser focused on rookies that they can't see shit else. They can't see the fact that, you know, at the time we're recording, Kenny Golladay, Juju Smith-Schuster have not signed deals yet. They can't see the fact that a player like Daniel Jones, who, quarterback New York Giants, I'm not a super, high Daniel Jones truther. I don't have a lot of Daniel Jones on my Dynasty rosters, but the situation remains that the Giants very well may sign Kenny Golladay, Juju Smith-Schuster, a wide receiver. And if that happens, his value increases a lot more than it is right now. And a lot of people shit on Daniel Jones, but listen, man, who did he really have last year? Saquon Barkley was out from like week 1 through the entire season, missed the entire season. He was throwing to Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton, and I mean, while Evan Ingram is talented, man, like, that's who he had. So you add Saquon Barkley back to the fold. They invested in their offensive line last year in the first round. You add a player like Kenny Golladay that does not preclude them from taking a player in the NFL draft at the wide receiver position. Now Daniel Jones goes from throwing to anemic pass catchers to damn good talent. So, you know what I'm saying? This is where you can really capitalize on value. Like, get it out of your mind that you like, I don't like this player or shit like that. Like the value. You know what I'm saying? React to the value that's presented right now. And right now, players like Daniel Jones, at the cost that it takes to acquire him, the return is well worth the risk, right? What he could become with an improved situation as well, it's worth that type of risk. And what I want to do in each one of these shows are talk about deals that I've made and then highlight some of the deals that the squad members have made. So one of the trades that I just recently made yesterday in a league where I am competing, I want to win the championship here in 2021 in this league. And I've got a strong roster that can actually do it this year. And I made a deal. This is a C2C league. So for those of you who don't know what it is, and every one of these shows, I want to highlight a deal that I've made over the past couple of weeks. If somebody's traded with me, it's kind of like hard. Anytime I send an offer for somebody, they think I'm up to no good, so it's hard to make deals. But in this particular league, it's a C2C league, and for those of you who don't know, we draft a big-ass college roster, so like all the rookies are already accounted for, and you know, once they go to the NFL, they just transfer over to our team. It's really fun. If you haven't participated in one or a Devy league, make sure you try it out. But in this particular college league, I went super, super young, especially primarily at the running back position. So all of the top, like 2023 guys, I've got a handful of those guys on my roster. And my trade partner, you know, his team is not built to compete right now. So smart for him to move off of older assets that by the time he's actually able to compete in 2023, 2024, those veterans who are dope right now probably are going to be towards the back end of their career, or at least on the downturn. So a deal that I made this past week was I traded Tank Bigsby, running back out of Auburn, who's my running back one in 2023. Kendall Milton is a top 5 running back in the 2023 class. Raheem Jarrett, who's a top 3 wide receiver in the 2023 class. And Kevon Lee, who's probably like a top 10 running back out of the 2023 class, running back out of Penn State. Traded all 4 of those Devy assets for Stephon Diggs and Terry McLaurin. So now my roster is, Stephon Diggs, Chris Godwin, Allen Robinson, Deontay Johnson, Terry McLaurin, Evan Ingram, Lamar Jackson, Joe Mixon, David Montgomery. That deal positioned me to be a true contender in a 14-team league, Superflex, tight end premium, all of that good shit, right? It's positioned me to be, a strong contender in 2021 for the championship. And it also positioned him to be very strong in 2023 and beyond. So those are kind of deals that I like to make. I look at teams that aren't built to compete right away. What aging veterans do they have on their roster that aren't going to do them any good holding on to them, for 2, 3, 4 years by the time that they're able to compete? Those are just depreciating assets on your team. So if you have a chance to move players like that, if you are in a rebuild, if you're in it for the long haul, then you do it. You trade the Devontae Adams of the world. You trade George Kittle. You trade Travis Kelce, and then 2, 3 years from now, you've got a ton of assets that can help your team win instead of holding on to something who's going to have you finishing in the middle of the road, which in Dynasty, that's the worst place to be. You either want to be competing for the title or you want to be dead last so you can get good draft capital. So that's one deal that I made this past week that I absolutely love. But let's take a look at some of the deals that some of the squad members made over at Destination Devy. And again, if you want to be a part of this, be a part of the show, be a part of the community, patreon.com/allgas. Come holler at me. I promise you, you won't regret it. Got a 10-team half-point PPR. This is the defending champ, and this is why you come be a part of the squad, because you get shit like this. This individual traded Miles Sanders and the 310 in 2021 and received Aaron Jones and Kareem Hunt. I mean, dude, I don't really have to go through this one, do I? This was pre-Aaron Jones signing his deal, but regardless, this is a great example of just foresight and just, I don't know, Kareem Hunt and Aaron Jones for Miles Sanders and the 310. Dude, get out of here. Like, Hunt and Aaron Jones by a mile. This individual, Flailing Arms, whoever you are, you're probably not a patron. This is a horrible deal for you. You just got bent over backwards. And nothing good came about of that. This is a horrible deal. You need help, serious help at I Am Not Good. Bravo. This is just outstanding. Great deal. 10-team league, 8-team league, 100-team league. I don't give a shit. Great deal for you. Horrible deal for Flailing Arms. Now, let's take a look at a 12-team, 2-quarterback league. And I really like this, right? I like simplicity. I like easy deals, easy transactions. And in this trade, one side acquired Cortland Sutton. The other side for their Cortland Sutton got the 204 in 2021, the 304 in 2021, and a 2022 second. I don't care about the 2022 second. Really don't care about the 2021 304. You're praying that player is anything close to Cortland Sutton. So the 204, if this is it's 2 QB. So based on the mock draft ADP that's popping off right now over in the Discord, this is probably, you may be able to get Mac Jones here at the 204 right now. But after the NFL draft, if Mac Jones is drafted in the top 15, which I suspect he will be, he's probably not going to make it to the 204. So you're looking at a Jamar Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Kenneth Gainwell maybe. I'm taking Cortland Sutton over all these guys. I think Cortland Sutton is one of my favorite buy low candidates right now. He missed the entire 2021 season for the most part, and a lot of people have just kind of forgotten about him, out of sight, out of mind. I know the Broncos quarterback situation is a little unsettled, but I'm not worried about it, man. If you're telling me I can get Courtland Sutton for a second, a third, and a 2022 second, give me Courtland Sutton all day, every day. So, next deal, 1 QB, 10-team league. This individual is a contender, and he got in the deal Justin Jefferson, the 104 in 2021, the 304 in 2021, and a 2023 first-round pick for his Darnell Mooney, the 102, the 103 in 2021, and a 2022 first-round pick. So, single quarterback league, you're looking at probably, depending on who's the first pick, you got league mates who may be in love with Jamar Chase or Najee Harris, but let's just go for the sake of what our ADP is showing on Destination Devy, and Najee Harris is off the board at 101. So now he's got, his choice of Javonte Williams, Travis Etienne, Devonta Smith, Jamar Chase at 102, and then 103, another one of those players. But, he traded to 104, so he moves up a couple of spots. He moves up 2 spots, but he gives up Justin Jefferson. And the individual who received Justin Jefferson has the 104. So at worst case, he's staring at Travis Etienne, Javonte Williams, or Devonta Smith. Like, he's guaranteed one of those players with Justin Jefferson, a 2023 third rounder, which I talked about at the beginning of the show. It's loaded at the running back position. It's loaded at wide receiver. You got Kayshon Boutte, Raheem Jarrett, Bryce Young, DJU, Tank Bigsby, Bijan Robinson, loaded. So you get that good pick. You get a third rounder in 2021. Who knows what that may be, but that is draft equity. And you move Najee Harris and, Devonta Smith. You move Jamar Chase and Rondale Moore and Darnell Mooney in a 2022 first. This is a really, really good deal for Big G Herbo, one of the patrons. Dope deal for you. Give me Jefferson. Give me whoever's at the 104. Give me the 2023 first over the 102, 103, Darnell Mooney in the 2022 first. I think that was a hell of a deal. And if I can get Justin Jefferson for that, I'm doing that deal every single day of the week, man. That's easy money. Hell of a job, G Herbo. Love it, baby. Let's take a look at another one. Superflex, tight end premium. I don't know if it's 10 teams or 12 teams. They don't follow instructions very well over there in the Discord channel. But this individual received Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Chase Claypool, 2021 209, a 2022 second for Kirk Cousins, DK Metcalf, and Justin Jefferson. Again, Superflex, tight end premium. So he gets an upgrade over Kirk Cousins at, at quarterback. Joe Burrow over Kirk Cousins. I think we can all agree with that. T. Higgins, top 3 wide receiver in the 2020 class. Top 5 at worst. T. Higgins, DK Metcalf, Chase Claypool, Justin Jefferson. I think Metcalf and Jefferson we would have ahead of Claypool and Higgins. But Higgins and Claypool aren't that much they're not like way behind DK and Justin Jefferson. And then he gets 2 draft picks on top of that in a super flex league. Give me the quarterback. I think Joe Burrow is worth not just more than Cousins, but probably makes up for a little bit of lost value at the wide receiver position. And then you throw in super flex, tight end premium. So you got to think in TEP, Pat Freiermuth, Brevin Jordan, Hunter Long, those players might be elevated in that rookie draft. So that 209 might be real lovely here in 2021. I am on the side of the Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Claypool, and the pick side over, in my opinion, it's really DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson. So, good savvy deal right here. This is playing chess, not checkers, and I love this deal. Right here, we've got a 12-team half-point PPR Superflex league. Hey, I am good back up to a shenanigans again, right? Gets DJ Chark for a 2021 second rounder, and it's actually the 201. The 203, excuse me. So we're talking about potentially, if it's Superflex, potentially Mac Jones, maybe Rondale Moore, depending on the quarterbacks, that slide in there. But ultimately, DJ Chark is probably going to serve as Jacksonville's number one wide receiver with an upgraded quarterback in Trevor Lawrence when he's drafted number one overall in the NFL draft. I like this deal. This is another simple deal. If I were on the other side of it, I don't think I would trade DJ Chark for 203. Like I'd want more for DJ Chark because of his situational increase and what could be with Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. I'd want more than the 203. If you're talking maybe a late one, I'd probably do that. I'd want to secure, especially if it's Superflex. I want to make sure that I'm getting one of those quarterbacks, but I love this from my man. I am not good. This is a hell of a deal for him. Good deal, man. Here we go. Superflex. This team, 12-team Superflex, end of a rebuild. And he receives Baker Mayfield in the 201 in 2021. All right, Superflex. So now we're talking for real, Moore, Bateman, Mac Jones. He gave up J.K. Dobbins and Darnell Mooney. Now, without a ton of context around this, I'm going to assume that he was in need of a quarterback. Probably pretty set at running back if you're giving up J.K. Dobbins. This one initially when I saw it, I was like, easy Baker Mayfield 201. Because it's Superflex, you're at the end of the rebuild. You got the 201 is money. I mean, that's the 13th best player off of the board. And again, Superflex, you're going to have 5 quarterbacks in those first 13 picks, plus a tight end in Kyle Pitts. So 6 of the first 13 picks, we already know what they're going to be. I like this deal. I like this deal on the Baker side and the 201, and I also like it for the receiving team, getting Darnell Mooney and J.K. Dobbins, where at worst, Darnell Mooney's going to serve as the wide receiver 2 for Chicago. And I get it, Andy Dalton, maybe somebody else in the draft, probably not, but Andy Dalton, I mean, he was okay with Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup, so that's, I want Darnell Mooney. I like Darnell Mooney and J.K. Dobbins, that backfield, him and Gus Edwards, Lamar Jackson, we know what they could do. I like this deal for both sides. If it were me, I would lean the Baker 201 side, and that's with the assumption that my running back situation was pretty secure. So I like Baker. I'm higher on Baker than most. He finally seems like he's got a stable offensive situation. I like the deal. Give me Baker in the 201. All right, here we go. This is one that I really want to talk about. And I wish those of you listening could see this because this is the best packaged trade deal submission that I've seen. Like you get to see his draft capital in on one part of the picture. It's like a collage. It's a three-part collage. Let me paint the picture for you. It's a 3-block collage. Left side, you see all these draft picks from 2021. Literally, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 16 draft picks in 2021. A ton of draft picks. Half of his damn roster is in draft picks. Then you see the trade. So he received J.K. Dobbins, a 2022 second, and a 2022 third for Tua Tagovailoa and Jerry Jeudy. And then you see his starting roster. Like, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Superflex, tight end premium, PPR, and then you see like his starting roster, which is Kyler Murray, Savon Ahmed, J.K. Dobbins now, Gabe Davis, Darius Slayton, Hayden Hurst, and Austin Hooper. So his team stinks, right? Outside of Kyler Murray, J.K. Dobbins that just was recently required. And, Hooper is serviceable. But he's got all these damn picks. The 101, the 103, the 106, the 107, the 108, 111, 112, 201, 202, 204, 206, 208, 212, 302, 307. And then he's got 4th rounders. So he's monopolized the first round. So he's going to walk away from this with Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields at 101, Najee Harris or, Jamar Chase at 103, potentially Trey Lance at 103. So he's definitely going to walk away with, another quarterback or 2, multiple wide receivers, multiple running backs, tight ends. I mean, he's going to load up on rookies. Gave up Jeudy and Tua. Here's the only thing that I have to say is when you have this many draft picks, like this is a ton of draft picks. The rest of it, if this is his starting lineup, the rest of his roster is probably god-awful. So I would say like you don't even have room to roster all of these picks. So what I would be trying to do is packaging up, the 208, the 206, the 204, the 202 to try to get another first, to get the 104, to get the 102. To get those elite players in the 2021 class instead of having like all of these dart throws where we know that like all these guys aren't going to hit, man. Like they're not. So why not either package up some of those to move up to get some, a better shot at some of the high-end guys, or even packaging up some of these picks to get, like a Brandon Ayuk, to get some 2020 guys, some players that people aren't really thinking about. Taking, going to get Jalen Reagor. I'm sure you can get Jalen Reagor for the 204. Like, that's a move I would make. You can go get you a third-year player, Go try to acquire Clyde Edwards-Helaire, players that some people, the community, seem to have soured on because of, lack of expectation. They didn't meet that in 2020, but I love how this was packaged up in this deal. I think what he did, and this is, please take this away from this exercise. Just because you have like this plan of, I just want draft picks, I still think he sold a little low. Like, I think you could get a little more for, essentially he traded Dobbins for Tua and Jerry Jeudy. The 2022 third means absolutely nothing. Like, right now, it means nothing. This is a Devy. Y'all know me. I love college. I can't even tell you who's going to be in the third round of 2022, and they probably don't matter. Second round of 2022 probably doesn't matter at this point in time. So you trade Dobbins for Tua and Jerry Jeudy in a Superflex tight end premium PPR league. I know his thinking was, I just want my guy. I just want J.K. Dobbins. I got Dobbins. I don't care about anything else. I still think he could have gotten more for the quarterback and the wide receiver, but ultimately, Dobbins coming to this team, Dobbins, Kyler Murray, plus a Trevor Lawrence and Najee Harris. I mean, this is how you flip a team from shitty to really, really good, especially if you use all of these picks, all of these assets, and turn those into players, which that would be like my number one thing. I'd probably try to move like the 111, 112, and I'd offer 111 for CEH straight up. Like, what's up? Let's do this. 111 for CEH straight up. You know what I'm saying? Go get you a T. Higgins. Go get you a Brandon Ayuk. Like, be packaging that up. Improve your roster with that draft equity without actually making the pick. But I had to talk about this one. This was interesting on a multitude of levels. A, the packaging is beautiful, and then B, just because you have the ability to like get hit on a trade per se, like, don't always do that, man. You want Tua and you want Jeudy, come get it. Like, give me Dobbins and something else. I don't give a shit about these 2022 seconds and thirds, So just something to keep in mind, all right? All right, now the final deal we're going to take a look at here is a 12-team, 2-quarterback league, end of a rebuild. So this team is actually competing now. And here are the two sides. And I really don't know which side I like more. Brandon Ayuk and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or George Kittle and Justin Jefferson. Now, I know when you hear that, it's like, oh, easy. George Kittle, Justin Jefferson. Brandon Ayuk's the top 5 wide receiver from the 2020 class. Justin Jefferson's the top wide receiver from the 2020 class, or him and CeeDee Lamb are neck and neck, but Ayuk is right there. I think CEH takes a lot of slack for the expectations that the fantasy community put on him coming into 2020, and the fact that he didn't live up to this Christian McCaffrey level of hype. But, Kansas City has improved their offensive line. I know they lost their 2 bookend tackles, but they upgraded their guard position, and I don't think they're done, whether that be in free agency or the NFL draft. So, Damian Williams, he's not back. They re-signed Darrell Williams, not concerned about that. Clyde's a guy in a high-powered offense that is looking to revamp their offensive line. Brandon Ayuk is the wide receiver 1 for the 49ers, and I get it. You move Kittle, you get back Brandon Ayuk, so it's kind of like, did I really lose a ton there? Kittle's arguably, the second best tight end in the game. Kelsey's the dude. I know people love Kittle. I love Kittle. Kelsey's the best tight end in the league, one of the best tight ends to ever play the game. Just an absolute machine. But this is, depending, if I'm just coming off of a rebuild, I'd probably want Ayuk and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Probably. If I got the George Kittle side, I'd probably be trying to flip Kittle to get some draft equity and a little downgrade at tight end. Like, if I can trade Kittle for TJ Hawkinson in a late 2021 first or a 2021 second, maybe I'd consider doing something like that. But coming off of a rebuild, I don't know. I don't know where I'm all the way at with Kittle. Great. He's top 3 for sure, but long term, I mean, we got Kyle Pitts, Darren Waller. Don't forget about Mark Andrews. I know, like, he's chopped liver for a lot of people, but he's still dope, right? So this was a really, really hard deal for me to pick which side. I think I have to lean, if I'm being objective, the Kittle Jefferson side, but I don't think the IU Clyde Edwards-Helaire side of this deal is horribly bad for whatever team received that. I don't even know who the fuck got what, but yeah, good trade. Good trade right here. I think this is a good trade for both teams. Kittle Jefferson. Give me Kittle Jefferson, but IU and CH aren't a bad return for whoever got that. But there it is. Grade my trade. We're back. We'll be doing this every week. Every week I'm coming back. Every week, because all kinds of crazy stuff is happening now because of free agency, draft. So I got to tap in with y'all. I got to keep y'all up to date with what the hell is going on in these Dynasty leagues, so you can go out there, send these offers, and hopefully a sucker in your league who ain't tapped in will press accept. So make sure y'all come on over to the squad, patreon.com/allgas. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast. Stay tuned. We got dope stuff brewing. My man Jay Rich and I got something real dope dropping real soon that I think all the people out there will like. But I appreciate y'all checking out the content. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. And until next time, I'm out of this thing. Peace.